Antigua is a twin-island nation with neighbouring Barbuda. Found in the northeastern corner of the Caribbean between the North Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. One of the larger English-speaking islands, its coastline measures 57 miles. Antigua's culture, language, governance and food are a testament to the complexity of its past. Formerly colonised by the British in 1667, it ruled Antigua for around 300 years. Today, it remains a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, having gained independence in 1981. Welcome to Antigua, the island where it's all about beaches. In fact, there's 365 of them, one for each day of the year. Aren't we lucky if you want to stay that long? I'm here to soak up the culture, learn about the history and discover the food. Come on, come join me. My journey begins in the St Paul's parish, where lies a jewel of a harbour, completely enclosed by land and rugged hills. The English harbour is best known for Nelson's Dockyard, a former British Navy base, named after Horatio Nelson, the British hero of Trafalgar, who was sent to Antigua to enforce British laws in the colonies. Today, it's the only working Georgian dockyard in the world. So, I've arranged to meet local archaeologist Dr. Reginald Murphy to find out a little bit more. Dr. Reg, here we are at Clarence House, and I can't believe it. Looking out there looks like we're in Monaco or something with all those yachts and boats. It's a bit glamorous, isn't it?
It is, indeed. It's one of our gems of the Caribbean. That's why it's a World Heritage Site.
Really? Has it always been like this? Because it's, I won't say the word artificial, but it really does look sort of manicured beyond belief.
Well, now it's a sort of a, how do I put it, historical site or premier heritage attraction in Antigua.
Oh, yeah.
But historically, it was a British naval base, and they came here to work. So it was a work site. It was all industry, blacksmiths, they were melting tar, they were flipping boats over on their side, scraping the bottoms. So they had literally 300-400 sailors per boat.
Wow.
You had maybe 25 boats, a lot of people. And guess what? Where do they go to the bathroom every day? In that glamorous-looking water. So there's malaria, there's typhus, there is all sorts of diseases going around, which reduced half the crews of every ship and every regiment that was stationed here.
So Nelson referred to this as a hellhole, did he?
Yes, because he was sort of disillusioned with the atmosphere, the conditions. He didn't like the smelly swamps because he thought that's where the diseases were coming from. They thought bad air, malaria, that's what bad air, and that's where people are getting sick. But it's quite the opposite. All through here, as you can see, there's no current, or very little current. So it became stagnant very quickly. And with all the guys using it as a latrine, all the garbage being tossed overboard, ships sinking, scrapings of all the waste as they scrape the bottom off, all the dead barnacles. It was literally an industrial site with a lot of industrial waste.
Yeah, it looks
very
so
totally
stunning.
unhealthy environment compared to now.
Yeah, it just looks so stunning, so absolutely beautiful out there. And how many years ago with this? We were talking about what?
Well, the British came here in this harbour in 1725. They came to shelter, they survived the hurricane, and they were so incredibly amazed that all the other ships in the island sank except their frigates here. So they took it as the site and developed it into a careening station. So you had thousands of people working here all day long, including about 70% were enslaved African men who worked in the service of the Navy.
Absolutely.
You're given your freedom, but you work for the Navy.
People forget that, because that wasn't, you know, slavery wasn't abolished until the mid-1800s. And why was there so much importance attached to places like Antigua, Jamaica, you know, these islands around the Caribbean? What were they getting from it?
Well, when you think about it, the empire is built on trade, on imports, and exploitation. I hate to say it, but that's the reality. All of the sugar, the cotton, the molasses, the rum, everything being grown here had a link. It's all exported back to Europe and refined. And it was so successful that Jamaica alone was making more wealth for Great Britain than all 13 American colonies at the time of independence. So the value of these islands was tremendous. They had to keep these islands at all costs. Yeah. So any war that was fought there, saw action over here as well. Some islands change hands, English, French, as much as 14 times.
Yes.
Antigua only once.
They really protected it here. And you've got all the
Because the British Navy was here, and no one wanted to mess with the British Navy. All the other islands didn't have that protection. Antigua, of course, was initially a Spanish island, but the English settled it in the 1630s. So we're no longer Antigua, we're now Antigua.
Yeah. And what about this fascination with rum, then?
Rum is a serious byproduct of the sugar-making process. It made as much money as sugar. And I think all across North America, rum was the drink of choice up until the Revolution. The Navy alone, every man got a tot of rum every day.
How much was a tot, though?
A tot is like something like a half a pint. And you had to drink it quite often before lunch. And then you climb the rigging. So most of the deaths were alcohol-related accidents.
Yes.
But rum is a tradition in Antigua, and it's born and raised in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And it's spread through the Caribbean, and we all have a variety thereof.
It's been fascinating talking to you. Really, it's been so eye-opening. Here's me thinking myself as this, wonderful culinary expert travelling around the islands, but really it's the history, what made this island, why I'm here, and you've really brought it back to life for me. So thank you so much, Dr. Rhodes. It really is.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Scratch the surface, and there's more to Antigua than meets the eye. An island that's long been famed for its captivating, pristine coastline. I'm ready to hit its sandy shores. And tucked away